1 and 2. Moving up out of the pure stocks in the E-Mod this year, the green and white 28 at Craig Douglas. First lap time, 16:2.06. That's 16:2.06 first lap time on Mike Woodring out of Hartford, New York. Coming on around to complete. 16:022. That's 16:022. Second lap time for Mike Woodring. Mike Kekich will fall in line next. Mike Kekich coming on out of Hermitage, PA. Taking a green. Last week here at Sharon broke a right front spindle flip coming out of turn number 4. Had a second over at Mercer last night. Looking for a good qualifying run here out of turn number 4. White flag waving. We'll give you 17:024. That's 1:17:04. First lap time for Mike Kekich. Coming around. Lap time. 16:9.63. That's 1:6.9.63. Now coming out of Ramona, PA, the 13 of Scott Jones. .765. That's 16:765. Track record currently held by Ed Lynch Jr. 16:466. Second lap time at 16:466. Here we go, working his way down a backstretch out of Allentown, PA, the 88 of Shawn Michael. .15.717. That's new track record. .15.821. That's 15.821. Coming out now in a Denny Ashworth Racing 92. Dean Jacobs out of Wooster, Ohio. .16.042. That's 16:042 first lap time on Dean Jacobs. 16:167. 16:167. Second lap time on Jacobs. Taking a green now out of Newcastle, the 18M of Gary McCann. .17:088. That's 17:088. First lap time on McCann. 16:787. That's 16:787. Coming out of turn number 4 in the box racing 17. Joey Saldana. Saldana cranking it out of turn number 4, first lap time. 15:958. That's 15:958. So far, Shawn Michael is your fast qualifier. 16-0-1-7. That's 16-0-1-7. Out on the track right now, the 47 of Jared Larson out of Rock Creek, Ohio. That's 16-4-0-8. First lap time on Larson. (16-4-2-2). Second lap time on Jared Larson. Taking the green right now, working his way down the backstretch out of Upper Cove, Maryland. The 4J of Jeff Shepard. 15-8-9-6. That's 15-8-9-6. First lap time for Jeff Shepard. 15-7-4-4. Second fast time. On the clock now, out of Fremont, Ohio, the 2+ of Brian Smith. (17-3-9-2). That's 17-3-9-2. First lap time for Smith. Second lap time. 16-8-6-6. Again, 16-8-6-6. Out of Spring City, Pennsylvania, running for Rookie of the Year with the All-Stars, the 121 of Judy Bates. 16-4-5-8. 16-4-5-8. First lap time on Judy Bates. 16-2-1-4. That's 16-2-1-4 for Bates. On the clock now, out of Bloomington, Indiana, the 7 of the Pump, Kevin Huntley. 16-3-9-7. That's 16-3-9-7. First lap time for Huntley. Coming on around to complete the second lap, and the time will be 16-2-8-7. That's 16-2-8-7. Now out of Burton, Ohio, the 63 of Barry Rubel. 16-9-8-4. 16-9-8-4. First lap time for Rubel. Rubel working his way out of turn number 4. 17-1-6-2. Again, 17-1-6-2. Working his way down that backstretch in the 53, C.W. Harshman out of Southington, Ohio. Moving up out of the micro ranks into the sprint cars. 17-7-7-5. First lap time for Harshman. 17-7-6-1. Second lap time for Hartford. Working his way down a backstretch, taking over the Hughes wheel and axle 94 out of Holmesville, Ohio, the Mouse, Kenny Jacobs. 15.971. That's 15.971. Kenny is your current All-Star points leader. 15.907. That's 15.907. Second lap time for Jacobs. Out of Butler, Pennsylvania, in the 20, Brian Ellenberger. Ellenberger coming around to complete his first lap. 16.567. That's 16.567. First lap time for Ellenberger. Second lap time, 16.571. Burns now taking a green. He's working on his first lap. That's 16.916 first lap for Burns. That's 16.556 second lap for Tommy Burns. Working his way out of turn in the soft racing 23S. Frankie Kerr out of Fremont, Ohio. That's 15.858. First lap time, Frankie Kerr. Coming around to complete his second lap. 15.877. That's 15.877. Now on a clock out of Mifflintown, PA, at the United Express line, U2, Keith Kaufman. 16.168. That's 16.168 first lap time for Kaufman. 16.257. That's 16.257 for Kaufman. Out of West Middlesex, PA, Jimmy Hawley. Hawley taking over this car this year. Already has wins down at the Waterville Speedway for Dr. John Crawford. Coming around to complete the first lap on Hawley. 16.194. That's 16.194 first lap for Jimmy Hawley. 16.385. That's 16.385. Now on the clock in the Schuler Racing 61 out of Boardman, Ohio, Gary Edwards. Gary working his way through 3 and 4. White flag with 16.960. That's 16.960. First lap time follow the 2 element, Lynch Jr. That's 15.854. Let's see what he can do at this time out of turn number 4. Third fast qualifier at Eldora last night. 15.725. That should put him second fast. 3 of Jimmy Hawley, the 19 of Mike Woodring. Then we'll go to 23S of Frankie Kerr, the 88 your fast qualifier of the 88 of Shawn Michael. Will round out the field with the 2 plus of Brian Smith and the 53 of C.W. Harshman. Here we go. 8 laps will be the distance. Keep an eye on him. Rick Nichols is over there in turn number 4. He wants to run side by side at the stripe. I'll check, hold on. Green flag out. Now in the back stretch we go. Your early race leader will be the 20 of Brian Ellenberger. And we'll go to 47 of Jared Larson. Green's got a main wave in, 1 lap down. Keeping on 19 on Michael. Michael now up into that force line, gets around the 19 of Mike Woodring. Woodring gonna fall back to 5th, then we'll go to 23. It's a Frankie Kerr. Coming on her ride, still your leader in the 20. Frankie Kerr to 23 now on the inside of Mike Woodring. Woodring gonna fall back. That's gonna put Frankie Kerr now up into the 6th spot. Larson back to 3rd. Here's 88 on Michael. Michael now looking on the inside of Larson down the back stretch. Shawn Michael setting up Larson over in turn 3 and 4 for the Michael now up in that 3rd spot, gets the ride on Larson. Larson's gonna fall back to 4th. Meanwhile, your race leader, the 20 of Brian Ellenberger. Number 4, 6 down, 2 laps to go for your race leader, Brian Ellenberger. Frankie Kerr. Kerr running out your top 5, then we'll go back to Woodring. White flag out, 1 more lap to go. Shawn Michael now starting to close in on Jimmy Hawley. Keep an eye on him out of turn 4. Coming around, that's the first heat win. Will be the 20. Second. Shawn Michael, and your 4th place car, Frankie Kerr. Turbo diesel Silverado pace truck will be heading into the infield. See if Scott Jones got everything back in order along with Dean Jacobs after both taking a roll out at Eldora last night. Gary Edwards bringing him on around to the steel space. Keep an eye on him over at turn number 4 at the stripe. Turn him loose. And then at first turn we go. Your race leader will be the 13 of Jones, but here comes Edwards right back at him. Side by side over to turn number 3. Scott Jones, your race leader. Gary Edwards holding on that second spot. Then we'll go back to Dean Jacobs. Here comes 121 of Bates. Judy Bates is going to fall back now. Then it clinches up to 211 Lynch Jr. Flag out for the 2L of Ed Lynch Jr. out of Apollo over there in turn number 2, or turn 4. Lynch was having a real battle right there with the 94, Kenny Jacobs. At the cone. Pace star just went a little bit. Green's back out. Keep an eye on Kenny Jacobs on the high side. The third. Kenny Jacobs loses the way around Sharon Speedway. Takes over the lead. White flag waving. One more left to go for Kenny Jacobs. Dean Jacobs off the pace in the 92. Coming out of turn number 4, picking up the second qualifier will be the 94, Kenny Jacobs. Second place, of course, Ed Lynch Jr. Fifth place car, 61 of Gary Edwards. Ed Lynch Jr. coming home in that 4th spot. Third, the 121 of Judy Bates. Second will be the 13 of Scott Jones. And picking up an exciting win out of Holmesville, Ohio, the 94 of Kenny Jacobs. Here we go. Gary McCann going to be setting a pace along with Tommy Burns. And we'll go to 7 of Huntley, the U2 of Keith Kaufman. Saldan in the 17, the 4J of Shepard. Around out the field with Rubel and Lutz in the 32. And our pace truck pulls into the infield. Keep an eye on them at the stripe. We're going to cut them loose. There we go. Great time. Out of front race we go. Keep an eye on Jeff Shepard. Shepard all the way to the high side. Shepard takes over the lead. Huntley falls in that second spot. Here comes the U2 and Keith Kaufman. Kaufman now up to third. Tommy Burns. Down the back stretch we go now. Saldana looking to make a move on the inside of the car. 4 spot. Third will be the 7 of Huntley. Second will be the 17 of Joey Saldana. And picking up the heat win will be the 4J of Jeff Shepard. Right start. Keith Kaufman, Joey Saldana, Kenny Jacobs, Frankie Kerr, Jeff Shepard, Ed Lynch Jr. Here we go. Nice tight start over turn 4. Green flag out. Here we go. And then the first turn we go. Your race leader is going to be Keith Kaufman in Q2. Second spot right now. We're going to low side. It'll be the 94 of Jacobs. Kenny Jacobs takes over the lead over turn number 4. That'll put Kaufman back to second. Jeff Shepard now moves up into the 5th spot. Gets her on the 2 all in. Lynch Jr. Shepard now getting on the inside. Frankie Kerr gonna fall back to 4th. Stretching out his lead now is the 94, Kenny Jacobs. White flag will be waving his time out of turn number 4. Coming out of turn number 4, picking up the commercial truck and trailer dash win. The 94, Kenny Jacobs. Second spot, Keith Kaufman. Third, Joey Saldana. 4th. Your 6-point start at 12 of Ed Lynch Jr. Jeff Shepard, your 4th place car. Third, Joey Saldana. Second, the U2 of Keith Kaufman. Coming on around to turn number 4. Give him a big hand when he gets out of the car. Will be the 94 of Kenny Jacobs.
Now he comes around, ladies and gentlemen. He hails out of Holmesville, Ohio, Mr. Kenny Jacobs. Currently atop the leaderboard in the All-Star point chase. And we'll give him a moment here to sign these in pink. That ought to go over real good. Leave it to the boss to give you a pink pen to write with on black, huh?
Yeah, what next, huh?
Yeah, especially across that white stuff. Well, what do you think, Kenny? A little bit slick out there right now, or do you think you can gear it up for tonight's 30 laps?
Track's running not too bad. It's a little slick in spots, but we're still able to run wide open, so it's a pretty good racetrack right now.
Well, the sun's gone down just a little bit. We're not putting any moisture on to go pack it down a little bit. Which lane do you think is going to be better for Kenny Jacobs tonight? Up a little bit high and right rear up on the high side?
Well, it felt pretty good to me right there. We're still having a little bit of trouble down here in 3 and 4C, and the sun is in our eyes. It's a little better than it was in the heat race, but I'm not sure. I've seen this track go from the top to the bottom and back to the top, so it's hard telling where it's going to be won tonight. We just got to try to find the fastest way, and hopefully we're a little faster than everybody else.
Do you have to make much changes from this? Did you learn anything about the track this last 4 laps?
Not really. It seemed like I could run the bottom of 1 or 2 real good, and then the top felt real good to me. So I don't think they can do much to make the car much faster right now. We just got to try and keep it that way for 30 laps.
Well, congratulations again on your commercial truck and trailer dash, and we'll see if we can get you to throw them up in the stands. We'll get a little shot here with our Miss Sharon Speedway for 1998. This is Angel Miller, meet Kenny Jacobs. So Angel's going to get a shot taken here. We'll get our track photographer to get a shot. Then we'll get those Frisbees up in the grandstands. Okay, hang on just a second. I'd like...
Here we go. Bring him on down to turn number 4. Give him a big send-off. This is a salute to you folks. Right on down the front stretch. Let them hear it, folks. The All-Star Circuit Champions working their way on down. Give them a big send-off on down to turn number 1. Ed Lynch Jr., a fast qualifier, the 88 of Sean Michael. U2 of Keith Kaufman, the C3 of Jimmy Hawley. The 121 of Judy Bates and the 7 of Kevin Huntley. The 47 of Jared Larson and the 13 of Scott Jones. The 7C, Tommy Burns and the 20 of Ryan Ellenberger. The 61, Gary Edwards, the 18M. The 18M of Gary McCann, and we'll go with the 2 plus of Brian Smith, the 5K of Mike Tekish. Barry Rubel in the 63, C.W. Harshman, Tom Quarterson, Mike Lutz, 30 laps coming out of turn 4. will sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge right here out of turn 4. Green flags out. On the Jacobs, here comes Mike Woodring working on the high side. Woodring going to fall into that third spot. Second right now will be the 17 of Joey Saldana. Saldana going to settle into that second spot. Up for the 32 of Mike Lutz over in turn number 4. Already 4 laps into this one, and we're starting to work on the lap traffic. Brian Ellenberger also coming to a stop over in turn number 2, but your race leader is the 92 of Team Jacobs. Second spot, Joey Saldana, then we'll go to 94 of Kenny Jacobs. Right behind him, the 19 of Mike Woodring. Green flags back out. Working our way out of turn number 14. Jacobs has opened up the vision off front. Now working on Mike Woodring out of turn number 2. Mike Woodring now Saldana, the 94, Kenny Jacob. And we'll go with the 19 of Mike Woodring. Here we go, we're gonna turn them loose on the backstretch at the cone. Dean Jacobs, Joey Saldana. Green flags out. Dean Jacobs, green flag. Got one hit the wall. The 4J of Jim Shepard hitting the wall here out of turn number 4. Shepard in the 4G, hard into the wall out of turn number 4. Here we go, 14 down, 16 coming at you. Right. For the 7 of Kevin Huntley. Green down the backstretch. The Silverado pace truck into the infield. Green's out. Keep an eye on Joey Saldana. Now he's moving to the high side. They control that middle groove. And we're going to have a new race leader. It's going to be the 17 of Saldana. And we got one stopping on the back straight. will be the 19 of Mike Woodring. Third, the 94 of Kenny Jacobs. Second spot will be the 92 of Dean Jacobs. And when he gets out of the car, folks, give him a big round of applause. Picking up the second annual Spring Nationals here at the Sharon Speedway will be the 17 of Joey Saldana.
Ladies and gentlemen, as he comes around trackside, how about a nice hand for Joey Saldana? Well, we're going to get a quick word with him first here. Now, I know you got to sign some stuff. We'll give you enough time to get all that taken care of. But if I'm not mistaken, out of the last 4 races here, you've come away pretty well.
Well, I tell you what, I got a lot of good guys helping me. I got Steve Mox and Daryl Tate, and they worked really hard to keep me up front. And Steve spends a lot of money, and he deserves to win, and that's what we're here to do. And I'm just out here to do the best I can. And I'm just glad to see Dean Jacobs back tonight. He took a horrific accident at Eldora, and I was right behind it, and I thought for sure he had to be hurt. And just to see him back tonight means a lot. So got to thank God for him being all right and for a good race.
The question I've got for you, Dean was leading this event until we got the red flag for fuel. What kind of changes did your crew make to the car? Because it seemed like you were a little bit stationary and looked like maybe you were going to have to settle for second place, or the car was just starting to work.
No, at the start of the race, I had a good shot on Dean, but I could have slid him and maybe crashed him, and that's not the thing to do. And so I stayed back and I just started following him, and he started to get a little loose. I don't know if he put a softer tire on or what. I just was biding my time, and I thought maybe my motor was blowing up, but I guess our crossover tube on the valve covers fell off. So I was just riding back there. I knew I had a good car. I just had to wait for Dean to get loose, because this place is real tough to pass. You're going fast, and you don't need to do anything stupid because someone can get hurt.
That was the other thing. We seen some smoke, and that's what happened. You had something come off the valve cover that caused that problem. But right now it's steaming pretty good. Is it warm?
Oh yeah, I asked Steve on that red if he wanted me to pull in, because I knew it was probably going to blow up, and he told me to keep going, so that's what we did, and I'm pretty sure it hurt it pretty good.
Well, congratulations again. Keep that streak going, and congratulations again, Joey Saldana.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, out of Brownsburg, Indiana, this guy's been on the roll the last few times he's been here. We got a number of things for him. These GE powertrain Frisbees will be coming your way here very shortly. Where'd they go? Well, we were going to get second and third place interviews, but looks like somebody's kind of anxious to get out of here.